Hey, how you doing? This is Coach Burgess, Desert Oasis High School strength and conditioning coach. If you're taking weightlifting class, this is going to be a rundown of day one, August 24th, 2020, the first day of school. What did we cover? I'm going to give you a quick 5-minute summary of what we did. Hopefully this works as smoothly as it does in my head. We're trying to get this going. So I'm going to do some presentations, kind of show you the documents, what we do. And while I'm showing you that, I'll be explaining to you some of the important concepts from class, our course expectations, and how to be marked present in class. Let's start with our two platforms for learning. And that first platform is going to be Canvas. So I'm going to present now and looking at Canvas. This is Canvas, our learning platform, our module. I'm going to go to student view. Technically, this is what you're supposed to be seeing. We'll see if that's what it really looks like. So I got to wait for it to load. And so Canvas is where I will be hosting all of our assignments, quizzes, things like that. And you just kind of look and you can see it's a little bit of an intro about me, course structure. And then down here is where you're going to want to be clicking. So the first thing you have to do is you have to go to orientation. The orientation thing you have to do before you do any of the other modules. So you have to go through this in order to get to module 1. So you won't be able to see module 1 as during this particular exercise. So I have to leave student view and I'll show you what module 1 looks like. Module 1, every week has a module. So week 1, August 24th to 28th, there's going to be 4 or 5 things here. You're going to see syllabus, classroom expectations. Okay, you can click on that. And when you do, it will open up a new tab. Okay, and we're going to go over that in just a second. Also, since you're still looking at this one, modules, week 1. This here is a survey to acknowledge that you read the syllabus. You are required to turn that in. This is the first vocabulary survey, just to kind of get a heads up on your word usage, just making sure you understand the words of weightlifting, CrossFit, functional fitness, and things like that. These are not by any means all the words we will use, but just a basic one. We'll get one of these every week. And first, they won't be graded, but soon they will be. This PAR-Q form you'll fill out just lets me know if it's a physical activity readiness questionnaire. Let me know if you have any existing injuries or how to work with you and things like that. Are you ready to be doing at-home workouts? And the week 1 attendance form. Believe it or not, this is actually possibly, probably the most important form to know how to get to. And this will be in every module, every week, okay? When you click on this week 1 attendance form, you're going to go here, and then it's going to say open week 1 attendance form in a new window. And when you do that, you're going to come across this particular screen. So I am going to briefly stop presenting and then present to you a different tab in this attendance form. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so you will, let me stop. This is the creation. Let me stop that one and let me get to this one instead. This one. So when you click on that, this is what you will get. Week 1 attendance form. Okay. And use this form to verify your attendance. Type in your email, your first name, your last name, which period you're in. And basically this just says, I verify that I attended class on this day. And you just put today's date in. And then if you have me on Wednesday, if you come to class on Wednesday, you'll put Wednesday's date in. Come to class on Friday, you'll put Friday's date in, hit submit. You're gonna do this for every single class, not at the end of the week. This also records when you do it. So as soon as you get into a Google Meet, you're gonna wanna go right to this week 1 attendance form and mark yourself attendance, okay? There are 3 ways to be marked present for any class. 3 ways to be marked present for any class. Okay, the first way to be marked present is to attend a Google Meet with your camera on. Okay, when you attend the Google Meet, you will be able to be marked present because you're there. It's the simplest and easiest way. The second way to be marked present in any class is to do the work that is due that day on that class for that class. So on Monday, if you do Monday's work, if you miss Google Meet, but you do Monday's work by 11:59 p.m., you are counted present for Monday's class. If you do Monday's work at 12:01 p.m. a.m. on Tuesday, you are absent for Monday. Okay. So that's the second way. The third way is to communicate with your teacher on that day that you, to communicate with the teacher that day, and you'll be marked present, but you did not participate in class. Okay. So those are three ways to be marked present for class, for attendance. Now, that's super important. You're going to want to make sure your attendance is as thorough as possible. That goes for any and all classes to make sure that you are marked present. Okay, so once we deal with that, the next thing we want to do is when you log into the Google Meet, have your mic muted, make sure your camera's turned on. If there's a personal reason that you don't want it on, maybe like the background is messy or you got other people around, you don't want anybody to know that, turn it off first to protect yourself, and email me or hangout message or direct message me or chat on Canvas. Let me know why and what's going on. Okay. That way I don't have to, I'm not trying to call you out or anything like that, or I can understand exactly what your scenario or situation is. Okay. Also, if I'm sharing video or my screen and technical issues are preventing this from happening smoothly, I might ask you to turn your cameras off just to lower the demand on the system. Recognize that this lesson is most likely going to be recorded. Even if it's not posted, it will be recorded in one way, shape, or form. And if you have a question, ask a question. Also, you should be dressed for success. So you don't want to show up here and you're dressed for success. Have an impression to make. Dressing for school still puts you in the right mindset for productivity. And we don't want to smell your morning breath through the computer. Okay, so basically just get dressed for school, put you in the right mindset so that you can take action. All right. That is something that we want to do for you. Now, when it comes to discipline, let me show you what the syllabus looks like. I'm going to attempt to share that with you in a second. I had it open. I don't. Here we go. I'm going to share that to the screen. Okay. Now, this is the syllabus that is also in the modules, which you will be able to access once you complete module 0. The syllabus and classroom expectations. This first part here about virtual learning and classroom etiquette, I just went over. Okay, you can check that out yourself. When it comes to grading, it'll be a minimum of 2 formative grades a week. Okay, we'll be having Google Slides and small quizzes after those Google Slides. And when it comes to summative, you'll do workouts with us. We have video workouts that you'll be doing along with us. There'll also be fitness tests and target heart rate assessments. When it comes to missing work or the minimum F policy is missing work earns a 40, failing work earns a 50, and then of course 60, 70, 80, 90 for D, C, B, A. Okay. That's pretty standard across the school from my understanding. So that's how we're going to roll with that. When it comes to discipline, we're looking at a 3 strikes philosophy. The first time I'm going to talk to you, the second time I'm talking to your parent, the third time me and your parent are talking to the office. All right. We want to make sure that there's no cyberbullying, no inappropriate use of technology, gross disrespect or defiance, insubordination, truancy, directed profanity, or anything like that. But first things first, I'm always going to deal with you and have you get a control of your behavior so that you can make the correction. I'll log that in my files. And if it happens again, we'll talk to the parent. And if that continues to happen, we'll talk to administration. Okay. Down there are some important dates, as well as the emails that you might need, things like that. Here, you'll see a link to the form that acknowledges that you've read this document. Please go ahead and do that. Okay. Thank you very much. That is what we went over today. That was the basis of our class today in a nutshell. For many people early in the morning, Canvas wasn't working. We knew there'd be some technical difficulties, so we didn't want to throw out too much information. We understand how challenging it can be, especially as we're trying to see how much can the system hold, what exactly do people need to do, what are the protocols and procedures. I'm learning as well my first year at Desert Oasis. So thank you very much for your time. Hopefully we kept this short and sweet for you. Please make sure that you hit today's attendance form. Okay? Have a good one.